morning, Alpha Gang. Just fired up the Genesis. It's actually going to be the first drive of the season I've done with this car, but we are going to Calgary because I have a custom dyno tune with AlphaSpeed today. With a customer car, which is BK2, and it's an auto as well. It has a stuffed turbo. We're also doing a TCU stage 2 on it with AlphaSpeed, and I'm curious because I don't see a lot of info out there. Maybe I'm missing some of the videos on YouTube, but I don't see a whole lot of how much power they can make with those setups. So hopefully I can take you along and show you all that and see how much power we can make. Of course, the autos are going to make a little bit less power than the manual cars, but I feel with getting a custom tune done, raising that rev limit, or the RPM limit, of course, to 7,200 with the TCU tune, I think we'll be able to squeeze a bit more out of that car. So who knows what we'll make for power. I would love to see close to 350 if we can on that car. It's got a slightly larger turbo than my stage 2 Turbo Parts Canada setup, and it's also not the electronic wastegate, not using the stock wastegate. It's actually using an external wastegate as well too, so we'll see what we can do with that. But yeah, let's head to Calgary and meet this customer and get this car on the dyno. All right, see you in a little bit. Just pulled up to Shell for a quick fuel up before we get to Calgary. Just got to Z's garage and just waiting for the customer, and we'll get started with our tune. Big thanks again to Z's Garage for accommodating this dyno tune. They're very helpful in the process when we had to fix a few things along the way. I wish I had more dyno pull videos for you, but unfortunately I forgot my tripod on this one. Had a hiccup to start with just a couple vacuum lines and O2 sensor issue, but we got that fixed right away and got back on track. But we're making pretty good power on this auto. Let me take you over here. Right here is kind of where we're at 21 pounds, 362 horse, and 270 foot-pounds on this Turbo Parts Canada turbo. Not bad. I think what really helped to extract the power out of this tune today was getting that stage 2 TCU tune. Because by adding that extra RPM on the top end, we're able to squeeze more power up there as well too. Now Mark is off to the Driven Auto Show in Calgary and also making more power in the process. Hope he enjoys the new tune. So just finished up with a tune. Just took some pictures afterwards and some video, as you guys saw in that last clip. Had a couple of hiccups to start. Wasn't too sure if we were going to get going or not, from O2 sensors to vacuum lines and a few other things we had to check. Luckily in the end it all worked out, and we got them going. Mark was a great customer, really easy to deal with, super friendly, and his car, like for that Turbo Parts Canada to stage 2 setup with the external wastegate, it's slightly different than mine. It actually was a little bit larger, but it made a lot of power. It was still on stock fuel system, so we actually ended up running out of fuel on the top end, but we were making about 370 wheel horsepower, which was insane. I did not expect that on the auto with that stage 2 TCU tune. But on the top end, fueling is not quite where we wanted it to be with the AFRs and stuff, so we ended up dialing it down. So he was running at about 19 pounds of boost instead of like the 21. 19 pounds gave him closer to about like the 345-ish wheel horsepower on his auto. But man, that thing is going to be a beast, especially coming from a stock turbo base tune, like basically stock ECU, no tune whatsoever, to something like that. It's going to be night and day, so I'm really excited for him. I'll try to put the specs of his setup down below just in case you're curious, because it was a little bit larger than mine. But other than that, it was a great session. So one more thing I wanted to add too, with that stock fuel system as we ran out there, all he really needs to do is just a fuel pump upgrade, fuel pump relay kit, and getting, for stock ECU, probably recommend the modified stock BK2 injectors for like 1000 cc's, and then just retune it, and then I think we'll see 370 all day at least. So I think that would probably be the next thing from there. Thanks for checking it out, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.